In this video, we're going to learn a little bit more about the web-based dashboard used with the JackBord BASIC. We're going to assume that you've already watched the video setting up your JackBord BASIC. If you haven't, you can jump to that video by searching the TMT code shown at the bottom of the screen at jb.works. It's a good idea that you do this because in that video we cover how to get the BASIC up and running and how you can get to the dashboard. This is the second video in a series of 10 for people beginning their journey with the JackBord BASIC. For this video, you're just going to need a Chromebook or a PC that runs the Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge web browser. The dashboard is where you interact with the JackBord BASIC. You can enter commands, you can run programs, and you can see the results of these. But it's also where you can do graphics. You can look at live readings from the BASIC or from sensors. And it's where you can get help where you need it and when you need it. You access it at jb.works/dash, and you'll need a Google account to be able to log in. This is the dashboard, and we've got two personalities created. Now, to get to this point where we've got the JackBord BASIC running, you should look at the setting up your JackBord BASIC video. In the meantime, we're going to choose this personality here, jb.basic, and I'm going to go inside. And this is the dashboard. So the first thing you'll notice is that along here we've got a number of tabs, and these we'll look at in a wee while. And they basically control what you're doing at a particular time. So we're on the Start tab right now, and the purpose of this tab is to essentially be a good place to get going and to start doing things. So on the right hand side we've got a number of other tabs. So this is the General Guide tab, which contains help for your JackBord BASIC, and you can search and look up information here, and also the link to the JackBord BASIC helper. And then this tab here is a command reference, because on the left hand side we have the command line. So if I type a command like view status vs, there we are. And so this is just a helpful reference for all the commands. And then finally we have the Show tab on this side, and this is where you can do graphics, you can draw objects, shapes, circles, etc., plot gauges, do graphics, all sorts of things. So the command terminal is where you enter commands into the BASIC. So for example, I type VS, and that shows me the current status of my BASIC, which I can see the temperature is 28.12, and the light is just 5 lux. That's the light sensor on the BASIC. So if I turn a bright light on above my BASIC and I run VS again, you can see that the lux are now 123. So this is the command line right here, and you type the commands in at the bottom. Then if we click on this next tab, we've got the command page, and this is basically just a bigger command line. So again, I go VS, and you get the same results, it's just got a bigger screen. Next we have the live page. Now what this is it is where you can see live values changing in the BASIC. So you might have noticed there are these buttons along the top here, and these correspond to the ports on the JackBord BASIC itself. So you've got port A has 5 pins, B has 5, C and D. So if I click on A to turn it on, you'll see that it also registers as being on here, and you saw it straight away. And then if I click it again, it registers as being off. So the live page is where you can see live data. And likewise, if I turn the light off, you see down here we've got channel 34, which is the light sensor. So if I turn the light back on again, the reading goes up. So the live tab is where you can see live readings of things from sensors, etc. Next we have the program page, and this is where you can write programs. So on this side here we've got the program guide tab, we've got a program reference tab with reference information. The print tab, which is the one it comes up with by default, is where the results of your program will be displayed. And then finally we have the Show tab, which is the same as the one in the previous two pages, where you can have graphics, plot things, etc. So I've got no program in there now, so if I just come down here and go default new Octagon program, I copy the code, and I paste it here, and then I save it. Now if I go back to the print tab and I run my program, you can see the program runs. So the output of the program appears on this side, and the code for the program is on this side. And then finally we have the drive page. And this is where you can drive your robot around. If you've got motors attached to the JackBord, then you can use this page to drive around with the joystick. And then you've also got these buttons here which can be programmed to allow you to control things like a claw or to do certain maneuvers. So this is the dashboard. It's where you'll spend most of your time, and it lets you do all sorts of things with your JackBord BASIC. Now that we know a little bit more about the dashboard, in the next video we're going to learn how to control the user LEDs on the JackBord BASIC from the command line. To jump straight to the next video, visit jb.works and search the TMT code shown on your screen. For more information and to get help, visit jb.works.